All right. So, a quick lesson for you all. All right. So, where do we start here? Let me find this. Let me find this back. It should be very simple today. So we are talking about the rip concept, okay? The rip movement concept, okay? That's what I'm titling this lesson, the rip movement concept. So you know how, like, in our world, whenever we like music, especially back in the days, when you like music and you see a CD, you know how you want to rip it so that you can transfer it to a new CD and stuff like that. Okay, that is kind of, and have your own version of that CD. Okay, that is what we are talking about here. So when we say rip, I mean by rip is we are taking something out of something and incorporating it to another thing. Okay, so in a nutshell, the rip movement concept is just something that I came up with to help you understand how can I. So some of you guys maybe play very simple. Maybe you know how to play just 3-chord progression or 4. Yeah, 3-chord progression, like maybe a C, F, G, C. Maybe that's what you know how to play. Maybe you know how to play C, F, G, C. Maybe that's how you know what you know how to play. But maybe you're like, oh man, how can I make my style more beautiful? Okay, because it sounds so plain, it sounds so dull. Excuse me. Then that's when you gotta understand what I'm talking about here, called the rip movement concept. Okay, so basically you are ripping a certain part of a movement, then you are incorporating it. For example, if you heard a guitar playing something like this, you know, maybe you heard a guitar playing, and then maybe they are playing like some solo, and they are doing something like, and they are doing whatever, right? And they keep playing. Then it gets to a part and you hear something like this. Let's just say you heard that. Maybe that's what you heard. Maybe that's what you heard. Maybe that's what you heard. And you heard it in that. They were playing whatever they were playing. And you heard that. And you heard. And you went like, ooh. So at that moment, that thing you heard by the ear, you got to rip it and store it so you can incorporate it in your play. So in this example, they were playing whatever they were playing, and you heard. So then you are playing your keyboard, right? And you wonder, okay, how can I incorporate this into my style of play? Okay, so you know what you heard, right? You heard, right? That's what you heard. So you're like, oh, how can I incorporate this in my play? So let's just say you are playing a song, right? The point of the rip concept, the rip movement concept, is you are not gonna always play exactly what you ripped, but at least it will give you something extra to play, so it doesn't look so boring. So for example, if I'm playing a song and I'm doing the movement of something like, you see how like it fits there. You just got to find a way to make it work for you. Maybe I'm doing a movement like, let me just use one hand to make it easy for people to follow. So let's just say you are doing that, and then you are doing a movement like, okay. So you see how I'm manipulating it. So what is going to happen here is, if I come here, maybe it might not be leading to the next note, but if I come here and I come here, something like that, maybe it might go where I'm going, right? So you have to manipulate what you rip as well. Okay, so you have to manipulate the chords. Okay, so keep in mind, you are ripping it and you are manipulating it. So the first rule to the rip concept, you are ripping it. The second rule is you are, I would say, copying it over. Let's put it that way. You are ripping it. You are ripping it. You are copying it over to the new project, which is your new play, right? Then you are going to, the third rule is you're going to manipulate that notes you ripped. So what you ripped was, right? That's what you ripped, right? That's what you ripped, right? And you like that lick. So now that you are playing a song like, you guys see how I made it work? You guys see that? So if I'm playing like something like Obra, Obra, anywhere. You guys get the point. It's not only that song, right? Something like you see that? You guys see that? So I ripped it, then I made it work, so that it doesn't look like I'm always playing that same chords. You add it in there, it becomes like a lick. So see these rips that I'm talking about as licks at the level 1 play of it. This is level 1, so we are doing the very basics of it. Okay, so at level 1, we are just ripping the licks, then we are adding it to our chord movement to beautify it a little bit, or to add a little twist to it. Okay, so you guys got that example, right? So pretty much something like, once you come there, you got to play the chords. I'm teaching, so I can't really just play it full, right? So something like, right? You guys get the point? So if I was to come on this side to do, you guys see how it goes fast? You guys get it? So something like, you guys get the point? So I ripped something that I heard from a guitar in this example, and I have, is it, right? So that is not too. That is just one example of it. Okay, we are going to talk about a few examples before I let you go. It's a pretty brief lesson. Okay. So if you heard the guitar earlier, I said it was right. So maybe I was hearing a guitarist play, and they were doing the same song, Obra, and they were doing Obra, Obra, and then I heard them do something like good, and I heard them do something like that's what I heard them do. This is the second example. Okay, they were doing Obra, Obra. Okay, so one more, Obra, Obra. Maybe that's what I heard them to do. I heard them do, right? So that is a shorter version of that other lick, by the way. Okay, so maybe that's what I heard them do, right? So if I'm playing my keyboard or whatever, then I will play the same. I will learn how to incorporate that in there, like. You guys see how that works? So I find a lick. Cool. And it's cool, right? So that is one example, okay? Let me see if I want to use my piano for the rest of the lesson. Let me see. Okay. Since this is a piano lesson, let's stick with the piano, okay? To make it much more reasonable for those of you guys who are really following along. Okay, so let me go down one more octave, and then let me reduce it here. Change the keyboard. Okay. Okay, cool. So, again, the first example was something like, and then the second example was, okay, and that's what we are on. So again, and that's an example, right? So you ripped that. So how can I apply it to another song? Let's just say I was singing, let's just say I'm singing a song like the Pentecost song. Joy overflow my heart, I'll sing a new song to you. I don't really know how to sing the song, but let's just say I'm singing a song like joy overflow. Let's just say I'm singing a song like that, right? So joy overflow my heart, joy overflow my heart. So okay, let's do joy overflow my heart. I sing a new song to the Lord. Joy overflow my heart. You guys see that? You see, I'm kind of teaching, so it's hard for me to just play. Okay, so joy overflow my heart. Sing a new song. You see, you can incorporate it. Okay, so let's just say if I wasn't singing the song, and you know these chords are joy overflow my heart, I sing a new song to you. It will sound something like this. So something like. You see, it's so fast, so you wouldn't even understand it. That's why I'm kind of teaching at a slower pace, and it doesn't sound right, but something like that, okay? So something like joy overflows my heart, sing a new song to the Lord, something like that, okay? And all kinds of songs. I don't know. You have to hear it. You know, you play by ear. I play by ear. So whenever you hear it, put it in there, right? What can be another song? Let's just say we are singing all the other gods, they are the works of men. Jehovah, you are the Most High, right? And we're singing that song, and we started from all the other gods, right? They are the works of men, right? You are the Most High God. There is none like you, Jehovah. You are the Most High. Jehovah, you are the Most High. Jehovah, you are the Most High. Right? Jehovah, you are the Most High. Jehovah Elohim. Right? Jehovah Adonai. Jehovah Elohim. There's all kinds of Adonai. So let me see. So you are so again, it won't work for every song, but with this song, it can work at different places that I didn't put it in because I wasn't trying to overstress it. But in the beginning parts, all other gods, right? They are the works of man, right? You are the Most High God. There is none like you. And then you can do you see how it gets on the F, so or the 4. So you can make it like this is an interesting point. You can even make it like a passing a passing rip, because right now that's what I just did. It's like a passing rip. So you know how we have passing chords? You are using this as a passing to go into the next one, right? So all other gods, right? They are the works of man, right? You are the Most High God. There is none like So you are the Most High. And keep in mind, I manipulated this to this, right? Because if I do, it's like we're about to end, right? So that's why I went to you are the Most High. You guys see that? So all of you are the Most High God. There is none like you. You are the Most High. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm using that technique to even come up with something cool. So look at what has happened here. So I'm doing there is none like you. You are the Most High. So So you guys see what I'm doing? You guys see what I'm doing here? So I'm manipulating. Remember, one of the rules is manipulate it. So I've repped this one. Oh. So, right? First off, this is part of it, and this is part of it. And I'm using the first one. I'm ending here. The second one, I'm eliminating this and ending here. So the first play, I go. And then the second part, I go. I even eliminate this, but you can still play it. You can if you have the time to do it. But even you can skip it. Okay, so this is how it would mean. So there is none like. Let me do it slow so it can make sense. There is none like you. You are the Most High. You are the Most High. You guys see that? You guys see something like that? So my point, this is just an example. Manipulate what you ripped. You guys got it? Very simple. Cool. So that is just one way to look at it, okay? All right. So, and let's do another example. So another example that I had in mind. So something like, so you know, Joyce Blessing has this song, Oh Hini Biarante Sewo, Oh Hini Biarante Sewo. That song, right? You guys know that song, right? Oh Hini Biarante Sewo, Oh Hini Biarante Sewo, right? With Edda Cooper, Sam Cooper. Okay? So the lick that I like from that song is this one. You guys got it? You guys got it? Sure. If you like that lick, so let's just say you're playing a song, right? So I'm not even gonna play the same song. So with that song, it will sound like. You see? So let's just say I was doing those same chords. You can do that same stuff, right? So I hope you guys are getting the point to this, right? So that song has that lick there. Right? But of course, if you take it to the guitar, it will not sound like that, right? So the guitar will be a bit different, okay? The guitar will be something like. So that part is a guitar part, right? So you guys get a point. Something like that, okay? So my whole thing is we rip that out and we use it in our own way, right? So if you are playing any songs, maybe let's just sing random songs. So Ebenezer Nyamin Adomarakwa. So Ebenezer Nyamin Adomarakwa. Can you Yamawu never see Ebenezer Nyamin Adomarakwa. So the first thing for you to understand is when it does, it comes and land on a fa. So our fa is the same thing as our 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it comes and land on a 4. So if you want to really make it work, you have to do it at a time where your next chord is going to be a fa or 4. You see that? So Ebenezer. So you see that one is going to fa. So if you wanted to make that work, you fit it in there, see how it sounds, and if you like it. Remember, you got to sample, and see what works, what don't work, so you know what to drop, what to use. So So okay. So you see how it does? Now we got to manipulate it to make it work. So that means we got to play parts of it, or maybe add, or maybe subtract. So here we go. So we got so you see that? So now it shows us another lick. This is another lick. Instead of doing the whole run, we're only doing the beginning run of that run, the beginning part of that run. Does that make sense? So instead of, we're only gonna do something like that, very fast like that. You see that? Very fast. Okay, so if we wanted to do Ebenezer, before we come there, we can do Ebenezer. You guys see that? But it's going to be very fast because I'm not talking, I'm actually playing, so at that time it's going to work, right? So Ebenezer, You guys got it? Ebe is I, Yami, can you see, can you, Nyamia Yama one, Yama one partner. No, yes, you do that then, right? So can you, right? You guys got it? Never nothing, man. You guys get it? That is it. Oh no, you see that? So, oh no, so you can do oh no, you see, oh no, you, oh yeah, why you no, oh no, you, why you, then you do oh no, why you line, you do oh no, why you, oh no, you, oh no, you get it? Oh no, you got it? So instead of doing oh no, you, oh no, you, oh no, you, yes, you, oh no, you. You see, it might sound boring to you, so you add legs there, and that's why we are rapping and all that stuff, right? So, so why you part? You see that? So Okay, cool. So I got an idea. So here, so you. So you see that? That is the first one. Then the next one is, because we know that run, it's giving us an idea to play a follow-up of that run. Sometimes some runs will invite that. So it's the same thing, but a follow-up of it in the new chord arrangement. So you. You guys get out. You guys got on one. You on one. You guys see that? So an exercise here. You guys got it? One more. One more. So on. Okay, so here we are going to cut it short a little bit. So all of it is 4, but the last one we are going to make it just 4, 3 to make it 3 with a little bit of a longer note. So, 3 with a little bit of a longer note. Okay, so ono so right. Then we're gonna do. You guys see that? Para para pa instead of para da da. We don't want to do that, so we're gonna do para da para da. So same thing. So exercise. It's the same thing. We can do the same thing with even this. Instead of doing, if it's too much for you, just do. Yeah. So do this. You guys got it? So here. So. You see how it's giving ideas? So when you're doing this, it brings ideas, right? So So let me play the beat so you guys see how this simple form work. Okay, so either you're gonna do like that, or you're gonna do the longer route, which is a combination of both, which is gonna be, see that? So shorter version. Then longer version. One more time, shorter version. Longer version. Okay, so look at how it works. If we are really seriously playing something like this. Okay, so let me do this to make it sound a bit lively. So let me do this to make it sound a bit lovely. Okay, so we are gonna play some bass assistance, so so you guys can get idea. So you guys can get idea. Just so you guys know, it's horrible play, but I'm fun aside way. Okay, so I'm just doing it so you guys can get idea. Okay, so real quick, I'm not recording anything. I'm just trying to show you guys. Okay, so cool. All right, so say. Okay, so say I'm doing the same thing. Remember, what we are doing is the simple version is this. Sorry, simple version. And then the longer version. Can play however you want. So now let's exercise it. So just see how it works out. Okay, see how it works out. It works out once you understand what I mean here. If I didn't teach you this, then how we will. I didn't learn this, or I didn't teach you this, then how we'll be playing it is like this. Oh no, why you? Oh no, why you? Oh no, why you? Listen, why you? But if you are born, if you are bored, then you add all those things to make it sound nicer. Okay, so just watch how it works. Okay, so. All right, so let's just go. Oh, you guys are not seeing my hands, sorry. So here. think you guys get a point, right? So the point is, we with a few clicks, we are able to beautify it, right? So okay, so if we didn't learn that, then we will be stuck with this. Okay, so keyboard you can know mame and system keto na yen use another cooler tone. Bibi a da form kakra. That's fine. It's okay. And a big deal. All right, so yeah, big deal. Cool. So you guys get a point, right? So we have so if we were to play, let's say I'm not talking and we are doing this, right? So your left, your all your hands, right? So let me come to octave 1. Okay. Okay, so don't worry about how I'm playing it. I made them it's still the same chords, right? You guys get the idea, right? I mean, I'm just rushing through it. So right, if it was going, it would sound like this. You guys get a point, right? If we didn't learn that, then you are stuck to. But now that you have learned that, you can add it. Just to show you an example, once you understand what you are talking about, that is an example of, if you understand and put it all together, how you can mix it up. You play the regular chords a little bit, you add it here, you mess up a little bit, you tweak it, it's fun. Have fun with it, okay? So you guys get the point. So this is what I mean by rips movement concept. We are ripping something we heard, and then we are adding it to our play. I know a lot of you guys like hearing James Miriku also, right? Cool. I'm just going to teach you guys a basic level of play with something with some one of his play. A lot of you guys like Nyame Bayame Mpaba, right? And I don't know, what lick can I think of? So let me see. Okay, so okay, so let's do Wakane Bechina, something like that, right? So I think it's a lick in there, something like that, right? It might not be that, but just to give you an idea, okay? When you sit there to learn the piano, start from this level, okay? This is a very good level to start from. Then you keep building up, okay? So, all right. So, pa 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 da pa da, either that, or I like this one better. Okay, so you can start from there. So how can you incorporate that to your play? Maybe you heard that from him. Maybe you were doing Yamebeya. So even with that, you have to think of how will it work, because it's ending on a G. Remember we said we have to go to a place where we are going to go. So that means you have to do it. So here, so we have to make it work over there. So like I said, you cannot make everything work, okay? But like I say, I like that, like, so pa 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 da pa da, I have to think of ways that can work, okay? So maybe if I'm doing a song that don't end on this, and maybe the G is early, so maybe one. So maybe one love, one. Oh, let me see. So. Okay, let's just say we are doing Nini Narasa. Forget my excuse me on my key. I don't want to transpose, so excuse me on my key. So Nini Narasa, wo Yesu mojani, hallelujah. So you see that part. So Nina Asa, wo Yesu mojani, hallelujah. So we know asa Yesu Johnny. So Yesu. You guys see that? It's like it's a trick. So you might not play the same pa 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 da da da, but you heard how it sounded. So Nina asa Yesu. So, you gotta be like that. So you guys say, you guys got it? So hallelujah. Oh Yesu, pa 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 da da, hallelujah, where ye? You guys got it? Oh Yesu, pa 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 da pa da, hallelujah, where ye? You guys got it? So, ina asa, oh Yesu, oh Janimu, oh Yesu, hallelujah, where ye? You guys got it? So, you know, I'm striking, so it's going to be fast, so you will not hear it. But if you are doing a slower one, it's going to be easier to hear. So, you guys heard it? You guys heard it? It's like when it's slower, it all depends on the pace, right? So you can hear it easier. So, you guys heard how I played it? It's like a chord, and we are breaking it up. So, you guys got it? So, I guess an easier way I can show you is this. Instead of coming here and then going here, it's easier for the lick to start while your left is on the D minor. I guess that would be the easiest way I can explain it to you. Your left should do the D minor chord like this, while your right does. See? You guys got it? You guys got it? It's the same thing. Same thing, right? You guys got it? Cool. So that's how you got to do it. So, right? You guys got a point, and then he continue. Got it? So that's how you can use something like that. I ripped it from what I heard in Yamiba Yama Empaba or whatever, or maybe at James Miku, you know, just that small little thing, and then I added it to my play. If I don't learn that, then I'm just gonna play Nina Asa. Oh Jesus. It's the same thing, but it's just the chord, okay? So you want to break it up a little bit, you know, break it up, okay? Break up with the chord a little bit sometimes. So, oh, yes. You guys got a point? All right. So those are some basics for you. So far we have learned a lot today. We have learned stuff, rips from ripping something like, and then we have learned something like, right? And then also I think we learned something like, right? Right, we learned something like that, and then we also learned the shorter version. Right? Okay, we learned that, right? And then we have learned also this one. So all these are easy to do, okay? So take your time, watch the video, understand it, and then start manipulating it. So first things first, we are ripping, we are copying over. First rule, we are ripping. Second rule, we are copying over. Once we copy over, I forgot the word that I used, but basically we are manipulating it, okay? We got to manipulate it once we copy it over, okay? Once we copy it over into the new system, we got to manipulate it, break it up, do do it different ways, different inversions, different inversions of it. It's almost like me doing. I think I was actually thinking about that. Oh, what is that song? Oh, good. Yesu yenkwabodo, right? I will do that in a second video. I think I should, because this video is too long. So, but I will teach it here, and I'll still do another video and cover it longer. So something like, let me teach a shorter version of that, and then I'll do another video and then cover that. Okay. So Yesu yenkwabodo, right? So we got Yesu yenkwabodo da, right? We know that one, right? So we can do. Or we can do, you see, that same concept. Same concept, right? Right? That's what I'm saying. Just understand how to rep these things and use it, right? Right? Learn that and incorporate it. Same thing. Then you can do. So let's do. I just want to keep it simple, okay? So play however you feel, whatever you want to hear. Okay, so okay, so you see how I played it that simple way, but now I can invert it to something like, instead of that, I can do. Okay. All right. Have fun with it. So that is an example of that. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, let's stop this and then let me do the Yesu Yenkwabodo on a different video real quick. All right, you guys have a good one. See you in the next video. That'll be the last video for today. Okay.